Okay guys, welcome to the stream. Welcome to YB Trading, where we live stream from 8 a.m. EST all the way to 11, almost 11, 11:30, 10:30, depends on how good we trade. Anyways, so let's get started. Let me check first of all if everything is fine. Camera looks fine. Audio seems to be fine. Yep, stream health seems to be just perfect. Awesome stuff. All right, guys, for those of you who are joining anew, let me introduce myself. I am YB from YB Trading channel on YouTube. I stream live every day, almost. I try to, from Mondays to Thursdays. Fridays I don't do streams, but almost every day from 8 a.m. EST. So what do we do here? What do I do here? Well, basically what I do is I go and create a watch list and I show my screen of what interests me. Basically, what am I looking at? What's my game plan? What's the day's plan? And if there's an opportunity, I'll discuss it. I'll give you my thought process, and whoever follows me know what I do. But if you are new, just understand that I will talk about my thought process, what I'm looking at, what opportunities lie ahead for me, for my strategies. That doesn't mean it's a guaranteed, winner or a guaranteed outcome. Mostly, as you might know, if you're following me, we actually have, from my side, I have like a 43%, 42% win rate. Now, you might think that's bad, but for me it's great because my winners are massive compared to my losers. I have very small losers, but that one winner takes out 3, 4, 5 losers. So that's how I work. Now, if it's something that works for you, then by all means, definitely stay and observe and ask questions anytime you want. Whenever I'm free, I'm trying to sort of I'm going to try to sort of respond to the questions as quickly as I can. But if I can't, just know that I might be trading at that time, and so I have to concentrate, building managing my risk, managing my positions. So I hope I covered everything. But anyways, if you have any questions, as I said, hit it away on the chat. All right, and let's get to business now. What are we looking at? Oh, is this guy again? Yeah, it's this guy again. Crazy guy, huh? What's up, Snicker? How's it going, buddy? Hope you had some good rest. Good morning, bud. Welcome to the stream. Let's get this party started. How are we going to start that? Obviously with a SPY. Obviously with a SPY analysis. What are we looking at? SPY. So let's look at our SPY, which represents the market for US economy, right? I mean, US financial markets or stock market, mostly stock market. Anyway, so I almost cover this thing every day. I don't know whether I should be repeating myself. I feel like I'm repeating every single day. But if you really want to go ahead and watch the previous streams, I have been mentioning about the bigger picture of what I thought about this whole move. And I'm just not going to keep on covering what I said hundreds of times, especially after this day. Now, today, what are we looking at? We're looking at that 400 levels, crucial. We've been looking at that for the last week or so. And again, as you can see, we are seeing some sort of a higher lows, right? And sharper higher lows as well here. So, we are looking strong. We've created this really tight range or pennant or whatever you want to call it, which it's coming out of. That's why I kept on saying 400 is a crucial level. It needs to stay above that if we were to consider SPY or the market to be strong or even going for a bull market, right? So, which it's trying to do, it's done it yesterday, the day before, really nicely and strongly, but it just faded off a little bit, not too far though. I still consider this to be, it's very close to the highs, which is 400 or 401s or 2s. We might see, again, an attempt coming up to this. But here's the deal, guys. We've got intraday price action that's showing otherwise. Okay, we've got a big gap down. Right now we're trading at about 400. So 400 was yesterday's close, and we're trading at about 397s. So we are talking about $3 gap. Okay. Now, what are we looking at from intraday perspective? We know that on the daily we are very close to that breakout point at the 400, where we might start to see some continuation to the upside. But it hasn't happened yet. I would like to say it has happened. It hasn't happened yet. For it to happen, we need the stock to be closing over 400 and staying over 400 for a few days. That's when we can actually say, yes, it's closed above 400. We are strong on the SPY or the market, right? It hasn't. Now, gapping down today is a usual price action coming down from big levels. It's struggled to take that out, and then the follow through momentum to the downside is what we are seeing, a rejection from those big levels, right? Because it couldn't take it out strongly. So today's weakness is quite, what do you say, like explainable, or it's not very obvious, but there's a reason behind why it's weak. But with these kind of gap downs, we might see few scenarios that's being played out, which is it takes out the VWAP and it takes out yesterday's, is this yesterday's low? Yeah, that's yesterday's low. Takes out this zone and starts to go for that gap fill. This would be our gap fill, which is a big move, $3 move. It could do that after the open. Now, if it doesn't, if somehow at the open it goes chops around this level here and then comes back under VWAP and starts to trade under it for a long time, then we might actually see some more weakness coming into the SPY today. So if that happens, we might be seeing a red day at the end of the day. And that red day could also be big, because we've been noticing as it comes to the extremes of that trend line, we do see when the rejection comes in it comes in very fast and very quick and very big, right? So it could be big. Now, the third scenario could be that we are basically chopping around between the gap and this level 397, or maybe even lower level that gets created during the intraday price action. So quite a few scenarios that we're going to be watching, and we have our levels that we're going to be watching, and we will react to the price and trade according to what's happening right there and then, and not what might happen. All right. So that's the take on SPY, guys. And whenever I talk about SPY, guys, it covers all the big names. All the big names. Every time I mention this, I'll mention it again. We're talking about Tesla. We're talking about Amazon. We're talking about MSFT, Shopify, Apple, NVDA, all of those big names, basically, right? What's up, bro? How you doing? What? 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 What is that?
Phishik.
Oh, Phishik, okay. Okay, so let's have a look at the questions. No. The supply and demand zone, you have to remember, Snicker, supply and demand zone usually works on certain financial instruments, okay? It works better on certain financial instruments. Large caps, yes, I would say supply and demand zones work. But you have to understand, a lot of people don't understand what supply and demand zones are. It's a bit complicated than people make out to be, okay? A lot of people use it very wrong. So if you don't know what you are looking for, especially when it comes to stock, I will I will rely on the traditional support and resistance levels, not the supply and demand levels. If you haven't really gone into it for like at least 6 months or a year, practicing it yourself and finding which zones are the better ones and which ones are not respected at all. Now, with that being said, supply and demand zones are used in a lot of Forex, foreign exchange market. Okay, foreign exchange market uses a lot of supply and demand zones. Why? Because they are mostly operated by the banks. Now, banks somehow leave their footprints. They say footprints, they leave, but banks are smart. They are not going to leave huge footprints for us low-level traders to find and benefit from. So supply and demand could be to a sword, but you will have to know what you're looking for. I do use myself supply and demand a lot, but I don't mention it because it confused the hell out of between supply and demand and support and resistance. But one day I'll cover that, the difference, for sure, promise. All right, so when it comes to the creating watch lists, my first question is, why would I want to keep something as on my watch list? I could keep a lot of things on my watch list. Why would I keep, let's say, for example, W on my watch list, right? Why? Why not Twitter? Why not just random stock like ABC? Why not? Well, there are quite a few scenarios that has to be played out. One, the main question you need to ask yourself is, what sort of style of trader are you? Okay, what sort of style of trader are you? I'm a momentum trader. I chase momentum. I like stocks that have gone fast. There's a lot of interest in it, a lot of volume, a lot of range. So that should give you a hint what I'm looking for as a momentum trader. Okay, now, if you're one of those people who like to trade one thing, futures traders, for example, only trade oil, or they only trade ES, minis or whatever, they have different ways of looking at the watch list, right? They probably don't have a watch list routine because they already know what they're going to be trading. But let's say, for example, a large cap trader, okay? Someone like yourself, Snicker. You only look for large caps, right? So you create a list that has, let's say 10 greatest stocks, bigger stocks, large stocks. And then you look at their charts, look at those charts, and you compare them with the SPY, okay? You compare them with the SPY and then write them down. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. We look at the SPY, right? We are seeing a gap down on the SPY. Forget about the daily. Let's see on the intraday. We are seeing a gap down. All right, let's look at Tesla. Okay, is this gap down, as you can see, is this gap down bigger than the SPY? In my opinion, SPY's gap down is much bigger, and it's actually at the lows, attacking the lows. So what does that tell me? SPY is weaker than Tesla. Tesla is relatively strong compared to SPY. Does that make sense? This is how you're going to be selecting trades or selecting a direction on certain stocks. Now, let's say at this point, now I'm talking about what's happening right now. Things can change very quickly in the next hour, next 5 minutes. As it stands right now, Tesla is stronger than SPY. We call this relative strength. Okay, we call this relative strength. You want to be long or buy a stock that has relative strength in it, like Tesla, and you want to be short or sell a stock which has relative weakness, opposite of what Tesla has. Okay, I'll try to give you an example. Okay, so this is an example. For example, look at this price action on Amazon, right? So huge move down after the post market, and really big beaten down on the intraday, as you can see. So looks very, very weak. Very weak, as in we are talking 96.30. I'm just trying to calculate what the gap percentage is. 96.30 is 93. So huge gap. You know, this one is gapping down $3 for a $90 stock, whereas SPY is gapping down $3 for a $400 ETF, right? So the difference is big. So this is relative weakness. So if you were to put a gun on my head and say, which one are you going to short, which one are you going to long? At this point as it stands, I'm going to short Amazon, I'm going to long Tesla. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. And for those of you who are going to watch this video as a recording, I want to make sure that you understand the concept of relative strength versus relative weakness. Very simple concept if you are trading major caps, large caps only, like Apple, Teslas, your NVIDIAs, your Amazons, right? That's how you keep your watch list tidy. And you have a plan. You basically write them down. For example, Tesla. What are you looking for? As long as it's showing relative weakness or strength, I'm going to do this. Amazon, as long as it's showing relative weakness, I'm going to be shorting it only. So your plan or your pre-market routine could be just put notes on the side of those watch lists. And yeah, that's just to give you a hint if you're looking major caps. But for me, I mix them. I look at major caps as well as the stocks that had or been running for the past 2-3 days with some decent volume, with some really good range. And I want to benefit from those big ranges, basically. So there's obviously more to it, but I'm trying to keep it simple for people who are just about to learn to create watch lists and watch their stocks as the day progresses. All right, so that will be it for the guide. I might try to put this as a video. I always forget to put these things as a video every single day because of Snicker. By the way, guys, you need to thank Snicker for these rants, because of him you get to learn something. So yeah, props to Snickers. Medium flow stock also will have somewhat effect on the SPY's move, only when SPY is moving strongly or dropping strongly. When SPY starts to drop in a panic way, for example, I'll give you an example of this day on SPY. Let me bring up SPY, okay? So let's say we're talking about this day here, right? So if this day, this is going to bring most of the stocks down this kind of day, right? And these followed by these 3 days, because it's a panicky move. It's a much bigger move. It's huge range on the SPY, on the market. Everybody's pulling out of everything else, pretty much. That's why medium cap to large caps, they're all going to follow SPY. The only ones that's not going to follow SPY specifically is smaller caps, right? We're talking anything under 50 million float. Anything under 50 million, 40 million float, that's not going to respect SPY's move. But the rest will tend to respect SPY's move, especially if it's moving in a really trending environment really strongly. Okay? Yeah, for me, I don't really mind creating watch lists for medium stocks, medium float. I've got, as you can see, I've got a stock that is BIAF that's gapping up, that's gapped up. Let me show you. BIAF. No, that's not a gap up. I might have a gapper that's gapped up with a low float, very low float. This, in fact, is a low float stock. So I still have that on my watch list because it's been running lately, or it has run last day, which was yesterday. So mine is a mixture, but if you there's no medium. I will say this: there's no specific routine for a medium cap stock, medium float stock, or hopefully you're talking about medium cap, right? Because medium cap and large caps, they're pretty much very close to each other, whereby they will respect the SPY's movement. So we see people trading either very low cap stocks, which is a very low float, and they will just stick to it. That's it. They will have two, three stocks that has very low float, and they will trade that. Why? Because they trade completely different. They are different animal, right? So you have to be able to understand the price action and the patterns on those specific type of stocks or sectors. All right? Is he? Oh my God. What do we do? Anyways. Yeah, Wi-Fi came in to disturb. So where were we? What's going on, Solid? What's up, War Satan? By the way, War Satan is solid, so I'll keep on saying solid. You might not, you might be confused to what I'm talking about. It's War. Hey, what's up, buddy? Welcome back. Welcome back. Good to have you back. How you been, buddy? It's about 8. Sorry, over here. 5:30. Guess what? 5:30 p.m. 5:30 p.m., buddy. So yeah, that's the explanation for how I do the stocks, watch list and stuff like that. And you should be also considering what type of trader you are. Are you a low float stock trader? Then you should look only for low float stocks. And also understand that they are obviously not going to be correlated to the SPY, and they're going to move in a different manner than, for example, Apple, right? But if you're someone who actually purely follows large caps, then your duty and your routine should involve looking at the SPY at all times, okay? At all times. I might cover that topic one day in much more detail, giving you an example of why it's important to keep an eye on SPY, right? And for those of you who follow me, they should know. Right. Nice one, buddy. Good to have you here. Hope you're doing well. All right. So any for those of you on the stream, any of you looking for any sort of specific stock that you're watching? Tesla good for long if it gets down to bottom channel today, 135-ish area. Okay, let's have a look at Tesla. So 135-ish area will be on SPY. All right, we looked at SPY as well, right at the lows. Tesla should be. Okay, so again, as I said, Tesla basically is a relatively strong stock, even though it's showing weakness because the whole market is weak. We're talking about 135 area. 135 is a long way to go, right? Solid on Tesla. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see what our man Solid is talking about. Oh, so he's talking about this. All right, you're talking about a bigger. Which time frame is this? I believe what 15 minutes. 135 level. Okay. Yeah, 135 level. If it gets there, personally, if SPY also starts to really go for it, which is showing some sort of a weakness for sure, then yeah, we could get there. But before that, we've got quite a few levels, which is 140, 141 is a level, 140.50 is a level. There's quite a few levels to go through to reach 136. But I see what you're saying. So yeah, looking good. Yeah, if the markets crash, yes, that is the question. Is it gonna crash? Well, I hope not. I hope not. What I want market to do, what I want SPY to do is basically hang around, just hang around, hang in there, around anywhere close to 400s, 390, 395s, 393s, 400s, anywhere around. The more day it stays here, the more chance of it breaking that 400 and leaving that 400 behind. So that is the potentially hopeful idea that I'm hoping for. But even like if it starts to drift down or if it starts to trend down, then obviously there will be opportunities, guys. Don't think that just because it's opportunities on the long side. No, there's actually better opportunities on the short side. But that means that your swing ideas or position trades will be affected a little bit. Anyways, guys, 8:30 right now, 8:30 a.m. And guys, let me be back in about 5 minutes. You guys, I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'm gonna mute the mic, but keep the camera on. So I'll be back in 5 minutes. Get me some drink. what we got here. All right, so what have we missed? Have we missed anything? Did we miss anything? Oh, we're back. Oh, what happened there? It's a little blip. So we are definitely seeing weakness on SPY, and it's creating more and more much bigger gap down now as we see it. 420s, 2, 3, 9, 620s. Now the gap down is about $4. Why don't you chat here, guys? Discord's always there. Stream is always not there. You dumbasses. SPY is weak. I guess. I'm only joking. What are we looking at? SPY 95, 395s. Yeah, 395, 40s, 20s. So what are we looking at? Let's have a look at daily. Hmm. 395, 80s, 396. We are on daily level here. Actually, we are on a daily level here. That might break. Interesting. What? You'll have to wait for the open, Snicker. You'll have to wait. If it's an option, you'll have to wait for the open. And since we have huge gap down, just think of it. We've been coming down from 400s all the way to 396s without any decent pickup or pullback or retracement. So expect a retracement, okay? It is a bit extended, although it's a gap. Yes, it's a big gap. So do expect a bit of at least an attempt to fill the gap, right? So attempt to fill the gap could mean bounce towards 397s or 397.50s, things like that. So you might wait. I mean, I would wait. I would have waited. Just because it's broken your level doesn't mean that it's going to carry on continuing to be extended. So just think of it as it's already stretched out. You just wait for it to come back. Just an elastic example there for you. No, that's not necessarily what I meant. What I meant is, at this point, if you look at SPY, it's kind of extended to the downside without any decent pullback. So you don't want to be the person who actually shorts something that's right at the bottom, right? Or long something that's right at the top. Now, quite simply, if you look at this chart, right, where is SPY trading at now? Or you were looking at, which one are you looking at? You were looking at AMD, wasn't it? I've lost it. Well, I know you didn't mention it, but Amazon. Okay, Amazon. Amazon was definitely relatively weak, yeah. As it stands, it's definitely relatively weak. So you are making the right decision of actually looking for shorts on Amazon instead of something else. Perfect, really good. Relative strength, relative weakness is there. I agree. But look at where where it's trading right now. Look at the chart. Where is the price right now at? Is it in the middle, right side of the chart, or is it bottom right of the chart? Literally to the bottom right of the chart. And has it actually done from this move all the way to this? Has it done a decent, considerable amount of bounce or a pullback or a retracement from this weak move? It hasn't done it yet. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to do it all the time, but the probability of a bounce, bigger bounce coming in on these stocks is quite high. We work with probabilities. Also, guys, Microsoft, by the way, I think their earnings have not been impressive, right? So this is going to bring, these kind of big stocks bring some sort of a snowball effect, which will affect the market as well, which is already doing, right? So one of the reasons could be the Microsoft's earnings that was disappointing a little bit, right? So that's why we are seeing this slow move down, really hesitant move down, okay? We are seeing SPY as well doing the same thing, right? So being patient will pay off, I think, in this case scenario, because we want to make sure that we enter on the right timing. Timing is crucial, especially if you're going to be doing options. This 396 level is also a daily level. Right now it's actually trading at that level. Might not be the strongest one, but it's still nevertheless a level. Okay, but then we got ourselves to 395s, 395 70s, 80s. PayPal. PayPal just doesn't have any pre-market volume, but it does create volume. This is really like, PayPal is very, it's not my cup of tea. Snickers, I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch it. I just don't like PayPal's daily. I don't like PayPal's intraday price action. I just don't like it. How do you trade this thing? How? There's no clearance. There's no clear price action. It's just chop. Even if it wants to go up, it just chops around, right? I mean, the only day it went decent is even this trend that we saw on SPY. It was beautiful trend, and others had created beautiful trends, but this one just on and off of the EMAs, on and just, yeah. Not too crazy about PayPal though, but it's I'm not gonna Obviously, if you have made a plan, if you created a trading plan, obviously stick to it. But yeah, it's not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. All right, this one is one of my. Is this the one? No. Iowa is looking our possible continuation. W could also be possible continuation to the downside. AFRM, so we could see some shorting opportunities. All right, guys. Yeah, looking good. AMD 7240, 7250s. Yeah, 7250s. Yeah, keep your levels and watch them, what it does around at the open, because that open could have that $1 chop zone area where you don't want to be trading, right? So wait for that first half an hour or 15 minutes price action, let it create its chop, let it do its open drive price discovery, and let it tell you what it wants to do off of those levels. Yeah. You want to keep a clear mind. You don't want to have a very strong bias. Oh, let's say if as soon as it breaks my level, I'm going to go short. Also, you want to have the other side of it, whereby you say to yourself, well, what if it breaks and then comes back quickly inside, or starts to slow down, or things like that, or volume drops, or whatever, right? The other case scenarios needs to be calculated as well properly. Yeah, Apple could have a really expensive. Tesla, Apple, they're very expensive. $72.50 on AMD. On the break of $72.50, so we're talking about breakdown, shorting, right? The thing again, I know it's not my cup of tea. I don't trade like that. But if you have tested these out for the breakdowns, okay, it sounds okay for the breakdowns, but for me it's extended. For me it's extended. Now, if for some reason the scenario is whereby this drops, let's say your level you're watching is 72.50, right? It drops below 72.50 and it goes to, let's say, 72.20 or 72.30 and then comes back to that 72.50, at least we have a little bit of a retracement that we can rely on, right? And we wouldn't be calling ourselves, oh, I actually caught the bottom shorting, right? I really don't. So that could be one option. But at this point, looking at 72.50 break as it goes down, especially getting closer and closer to the open, we will most likely see, if AMD is starting to trade here, we probably most likely to see that 72.50 break and then come back in, chop around, right? That's what I mean. Like at the open, it could actually break certain levels. And right at the open, by the way, if it's not extreme levels do not get respected that much because we have so much volume, so many orders to fill in, and obviously options pricing and everything is going to affect that. The open drive. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Yeah. Yes, sir. Let's go. Yeah, I do that. I do that sometimes for longs. Yes. For longs, one of my strategies is actually, break of structure and retest. Yeah. All right, time to do something here. Good one, mate. Good one. Good one. And then we have okay. We are ready. Ready to do this thing. Okay. Sorry, I had to sort out some stuff on my account. Price action. Price action. Okay. Price action. Price action. Price action. Price action. P-rise. Price action. Spy bounce. There goes 396 breaks, fake breakdown, and then comes back inside and pulls back out. MSFT, what's MSFT doing? Yeah, that earnings is really hurting MSFT. Earnings really hurting at 234 is trading at now. Big gap down on MSFT. So MSFT is quite weak relative to SPY. Overall in general as well, like in when it comes to the compared to SPY. Yeah, it's not much, just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, for Amazon, you need to look at SPY. For Amazon, you got to look at SPY because SPY is your market. All right. Looking at SPY and Amazon. Why do I say that? Because that when SPY bounced, right, Amazon tried to bounce. Here's the difference between SPY and this bounce. Amazon, when bounces, it's showing weakness. SPY when bounces, it's just, yeah, SPY's bounce. But this one should have been bigger bounce because SPY did a bigger bounce. Why does it do that? These wicks that are fake affects the charting as well. But anyways, so hope you understand what I'm saying. Again, you know, we might see from when we get rejection from big levels like we saw on SPY, especially when big companies are actually, you know, the earnings are not meeting the expected anticipated expectancy, then yeah, we could see a continuation without pulling back, basically straight down trending, but that's very rare. We might have seen it here. Even then, if you look at daily, like this day was, yes, very strong rejection from 410s and it just never looked back. But this day, for example, you might have thought to yourself, well, this day is very weak. Now we're going to see straight continuation. It never straightly continued. So as you can see, this wick happened because it actually tried to fill the gap, and then it started rejecting. So that big pullback came in on this back gap down, right? On this gap down, it wasn't a straight rejection. It was just a pullback and then rejection every single time, almost every single time, right? So Amazon and AMD. Obviously, you're looking only for shorts, right? At this point, SPY being weak and everything, right? Yeah, SPY is now taking that 396. 396 level is getting taken out. And we've got about 15 minutes till the open. Anything could happen. We got W and as well as A for M. Oh, okay. Good to wait for that 395 break as well, yeah. Especially when you have some sort of a price action. Like if it does happen after half an hour, that's probably the stronger move, the stronger time for that move. What is that, 5 minutes chart? I don't want 5 minutes chart. And we've got our SNOAA. Okay, let's have a look at our gappers as well today. What's happening with those guys? SNOA. SNOA is gapping from 1.16 to 2 to the highs of 2.45. Quite a big gap. So this thing is running. I'll keep it on the gap just in case later it decides to midday starts to run. Even now it's trying to sort of go for the attempt to take out that VWAP, but I think as far as I can see, weakness written all over it. Okay, INPX. INPX has gapped up, but it's drifting down. Looks like a weakness to me. That's it, under $2. I ain't looking at that. I ain't not touching that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I heard that somewhere. What could it be? Anyways, FWBI is the only one that's taken out the pre-market high and is continuing to show strength. Volume kicking up. Break of 7 could be an attempt, actually. Nice little long, maybe potentially nice scalp, but that's 7 is holding up strongly. So I mean, stopping it from going further. So if that 7 breaks, that could be a nice little long with the stop 675 just on this low here. But if it creates bigger lows, then there's a different story. But that looks good to me, to be honest. I'm actually looking at that. And I haven't even read why it's up. Let me just check that. Expansion of the intellectual property portfolio. Okay, well, that's not a bad catalyst. So there we go. Let's try this. Ladies traders, FWBI over 705s, over 705s. It's going to be a quick one. So if it doesn't take out the highs, then I will be out very quickly. It's kind of like a very quick in and out. Now, if it does stay above 720, I will let it run. But I'm waiting. It's a waiting game now. 5, 5. There we go. There we go. As the volume is picking up, let's see if it really picks up and takes out the sevens, which would be ideal. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, I'm in. 705s. Actually, I got an average of 690 something, but hey, my stop's still 675 somewhere there. Now it has to be quick, as I mentioned. It's gotta have to be quick. So it needs to break there. There it needs to break and stay above sevens. We need it to break and stay above sevens. Here we go, come on. 710s, 711s, 710s, 705s, 706, 708s. All right. Volume coming up, but it needs to be going up. Just waiting. 707, 704s. Come on. Come on. Come on. Take out that 715s. Take that 715s out, bro. Let's go, come on. Right now, it's not giving me a reason to come out of the trade, so I'm gonna hold on to this. Yes, there we go. There we go. Let's go, baby. Now we need to stay above that 715s. No, not yet. Okay. Okay, here we go. It's coming back down under sevens. I wouldn't want it to be closing under sevens at least. Yeah, I just didn't like it. I exited, very quick one, very quick partial, I mean quick scalp. But I just didn't like what it got rejected from 720s. I needed this to be, now I might be wicked out of it, wicked out of a really good trade, yes. But that was the whole plan. I had to be quick. If there is a rejection coming in, usually when rejection comes in, there could be a big rug pull. Right here, the red candle could be here. So I'll be stuck in a rug pull, which I don't want, which I didn't plan for. Now, if I had planned for it, and if I had said myself, well, I'm looking for a pullback to here, which I can withstand, then that's fine. But for me, I started it building here a few times, and then, yeah, it's nicely it's holding sevens, though. I wouldn't mind re-entering again. But as long as it's not taking that sevens out right now, it's trying to take that seven out. So that was a really, really good exit. That's how you do scalp, guys. That's how you scalp. Now, these things, when they do run, you pretty much don't see any red on your PNL, and it just continues. So that's a quick trade on FPWI, guys. And let me show you what I mean quickly. So basically, you have to be really good with your tape and your price action and everything. So entry here, as the volume started building, entry here, and then exit here. A little bit of a profit, very, very quick scalp. And I could not have held this. Now it's building up again, so let's look into that. Let's look into that. 7 of 4s. 7 of 4s. 7 of 4s. Okay. 7 of 6. Okay, here we go. All right, this let's see what it does around this time. 7, 13, 14, 7, 15, 7, 20s, 7, 20s, 7, 16s. Is it going to take it again, or is it going to reject from it? Is it going to reject from it? Mm-hmm. Let's go. Seven, 7, 7. Still holding on to it though. Yeah, part of it could be that it's a bit crowded, and it's there's a lot of when it's crowded, the breakouts and the breakdowns don't tend to be very strong as when it's one-sided. What is it? I'm just paying attention to this now. Here we go. We need that 720 to get taken out big time. And if it does, we might see some sort of a squeeze coming in. So 720 needs to get taken out. Really having a hard time taking that 720 out, huh? Seven of 5s. Here we go, very close to the open as well. Sorry, trying to pay attention to this FWBI. Sorry, can't even read. FWBI. Very close to the order. I shouldn't be holding this. I might exit it because it's open to very close to the open now. So, yeah. All right, paying attention to FWBI, guys, very close to the open. After the open, if it starts taking that 720s, there could be some opportunity there. All right, here we go. Mm-hmm. Doo-doo-doo. Look at the volume on that thing. Come on now. Let's go, baby. Yep, best of luck, guys. Yeah, I'm out. So this didn't have that strength. You see, this is why you want to be very quick. Once you, like, I tried to trade it quite a few times. Over here, I took another, like, break even. The last exit was around under here, under 7. So very, very tight, very tight. You have to be tight because if you're not, then these things have massive moves, right? And your hard stop will get easily taken out. Now, this could produce some decent moves, yes, but that initial chop, obviously expect that initial chop to be big as well, as in this case from 27.32 all the way to 664. So I still think that is even not big enough for that open chop. So yeah. It is trying though. I'll keep an eye on this on the side. It is trying, and I will be trading it on the side just when it starts to gain momentum. The reason why I don't actually call this out is because it's very quick. The entries are very quick, exits are very quick. I just cannot keep up. There it goes. I'm also watching AFRM. It's a bit dodgy though. And we've got MRA. Mara is coming down. SPY is bouncing a little bit. It's kind of okay. What's up, Turtle? How's it going, buddy? Welcome to the stream. We're looking at FWBI for possible continuation to the upside. As long as that 7 holds, I'm long biased on it. I am trading this on the side, but not calling out because it's very fast. So FWBI, It'll be interesting if it starts to trade over 720. That'll be really good. Okay, so this rejection is not good, guys. This rejection needs to, I would say to, you know, if you're trading something like this, probably wait for that 750 break now. You know, there's a big massive void. If it does tend to go down, that's why you want to be respecting your stop as a scalper. If you are, like, let's say for example, in my case, I said to myself, well, if it stays over 7, I'll be long biased on it, I'll stay on it. If it closes anything under 7s, I will get out. So this one got me out, obviously, which I was expecting from the open drive, but I'm gonna leave, like, let's say 5-10 minutes for it. Maybe when I leave it, that's when it's gonna start to move. I don't know, but I'm keeping an eye on it, definitely, for sure. I did try a few times to catch that momentum, but it didn't have that follow through, so I had to cut it very short, very quick. Yes, sir. Yeah, you too, man. Thanks. Yeah, scalper for life, buddy. Scalping. Scalp away. Why the hell not? Apple is looking quite juicy for a short. And that's why the rejection came in. Look at that, guys. You don't want to be holding on to this thing. It's going to just give you a massive loser instead of just a small few losers, right? There you go. And yeah, respect your stops, guys. Respect them at all costs. All right, we've got SPY bouncing. It went down to 395.20, and we did expect a bounce coming into SPY, which it is coming. But now, is this just a bounce, or is it a retracement to continue to the downside? Look at our Apple, though. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. As long as SPY helps it, there's a nice little opportunity. That what else are we looking for? COSM, MARA, and that's done anyways. BIAF. AFRM. Right. W is reclaimed. Yeah, I know it can be very expensive, especially for options. Yeah, but then again, we are expecting a bit of a bounce coming into SPY, so that might make Apple bounce a bit, at least towards that VWAP and yesterday's low, 140.30s. There it goes. There it goes. AFRM is somehow bouncing. Why is AFRM? Let's have a look at AFRM. Yes, sir. We've got a gap down, and now it wants to fill the gap. It's a decent bounce. It's not a bad long, actually. 1350 break. Heavy shorting coming in. I'll just pause on it, but this is what I meant by, like, you gotta respect. You've got to. This is a great example, guys. Look, you got to respect what SPY is doing. SPY is bouncing strongly now. I mean, it's brief time, yes, but Apple at that time wasn't, and we were even thinking about shorting this thing. But I said, look, we're just gonna wait up because SPY is starting to bounce. This Apple actually followed SPY about 10 seconds later. That's why you've got to respect what SPY is doing. Don't go against it. And also on SNOA was a gapper as well. SNOA is popping. I don't think this one has strength to carry on. Beautiful bounce off of the 200 EMA. That's why I love to keep 200 EMA. There you go. That's your respect there. If it starts to take out 224, maybe could be a squeeze coming in, but still too early. This is going to be heavily shorted at 240s, 250s, 260s, and 250 is quite clearly very big area for sure. And yeah, as it goes up, it's going to get shorted very quickly. So I'm not too sure about this one. And now Apple is coming down from SPY is rejecting from VWAP. That little blip though is really okay. So SPY is being SPY is rejection coming from the VWAP. Hence, what were we looking at? Amazon was the weak one, right? So let's have a look at the weakest stock that we were looking at. Oh, actually, it's not weak anymore because it's taken out that VWAP and we're staying above VWAP. So right now, as it stands, it's not weak. It's actually strong. So let's have a look at Tesla. Tesla is also a nice area here. 142 break could be a nice little long here. 142 break. I might try that actually, guys. Tesla looks long. 142.05. 142.05. 142.05. For long, by the way. Tesla is coming down. Mm-hmm. 41, 36, 35, 41, 36, 35, 41, 36, 35. Yeah, so Tesla looks interesting for possible longs as long as SPY is looking decent. As long as SPY is looking decent. We do expect the SPY broke that VWAP, and then what happens after that is important. Are we going to see SPY staying over 396 and hold that level? If that's the case, we might go for that. As discussed on the pre-market, we might be able to go for that gap fill attempt. At least attempt to gap fill. It's the big one. It might not fill it, but it could at least attempt to fill that thing. And Tesla is looking not too shabby, but yeah. Tesla is very choppy, so I'm very, very hesitant to take Tesla. Very, very choppy. It's not very clean. Sometimes NVIDIA could be cleaner. That's stronger. As you can see, relative strength is there. Tesla doesn't have relative strength. And SPY is coming down as well. So very choppy. This is early chop area, guys. So we kind of expect this. That's first half an hour. Usually on SPY, we do get that chop zone. This area here, from open all the way to 10 a.m., we kind of get that chop. Yes, sir. I look at this coming back down to 396, and it's actually kind of looks weak, but it's bouncing off, so still early to call. Too early to call. What happened to our... What was it? FWBI. FWBI. I'll keep an eye on this for later. FWBI. Okay. So this is why you want to stick to your stops. Because just when you think that this can't go any lower, there it goes, takes out the VWAP and off it goes. So the SPY is bouncing off of that zone that we created. So we, at this point, looking like SPY wants to hold that 396. In the next 5 minutes, we'll see. Okay, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. Speak too soon. Just spoke too soon, bro. Spoke too soon. Do 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 do. Yeah, you kind of did. Choppy, choppy, choppy. Right now, it's very choppy, guys. So, AFRM is, yeah, it was one of those that I was watching for a possible shorting opportunity. Now I will be looking for shorts on AFRM. Shorting opportunity. Shorting opportunity, opportunity. This is what chop looks like. So right now we got ourselves this and this. Right. So both of these needs to either of those needs to get taken out for us to take any trades. Your mouth is dry. Go grab something, man. It's not gonna go anywhere. Tesla now looks like a short, so be careful if you're longing the Tesla. This looks like a nice little short. If it does bounce towards the VWAP, even if it doesn't, it looks weak. This candle, the way it went down, is quite weak. But then again, Tesla could be very choppy. I would like it to go pop towards the VWAP, see what it does. Yeah, it's rejecting from it strongly, but SPY is bouncing, so I'm gonna stick with SPY. I must stick with SPY. And this is very weak. Tesla is kind of weak, guys. Tesla is weak. AFRM, 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 AFRM. Tesla looks kind of like a nice little short here. Yeah, it looks very nice short. Oh, okay, it's gone. It's gone. That's fine. It goes without us. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think we missed the Tesla move. But hey, there will be opportunities. FW, yeah. Now FWBI, I haven't lost the long bias on it, not yet, because I'm still expecting this to reclaim that 7. Once it claims for the second time, then we might finally have that strength to take that 750, the high of day out. So that's what I'm waiting for on FWBI. And what I'm looking for is basically a nice little curl up over 680s, 675s, and staying over there, over the VWAP, and just taking his time before it attempts to take that 7s. Yes, sir. COSM looks interesting. COSM was Marathon, not much. AFRM is looking good for a possible short. COSM, kinda. W is returning from 5360s. Yeah. Okay, remember when I was mentioning on SPY, we are due for a pullback from this move, right? Right, this whole move, gap down, a pullback. Look at this, right? Retracement, pullback. That you could call it a pullback. Look, it went from 395 20s all the way to 396 60s. That's decent price action, enough for it to do a pullback. So we might see that continuation to the downside now because it attempted to gap fill. It never got anywhere, and as long as we're staying under 396, we should be quite weak on the SPY. But also, just remember, we could also be in that chop zone, whereby it creates. Where's my zones, man? Why does it take away my zones? Where is SPY? There you go. So these two zones, if those two get taken out, what's happening? Oh my god, my TOS is so buggy right now. But yeah, Tesla's short opportunity, which I missed, it ran. It ran like hell. But hey, it's fine. I'm looking at short AFRM, by the way, guys. Short AFRM, about the average of 1333. AFRM, let me show you. Short AFRM. Short AFRM right there. This one I can talk about the management because it's not very fast enough. Somewhere there. Stop over 1350. Very simple. Very simple concept. There we go. Let's go. If AFRM takes out this one, the chances of it hitting the low of day is quite high. Low of day could be a partial area because it's just before 13s. And low of day, obviously. But then once that breaks, then we got some room, baby. 1287 could be another area. Yep, 1287 could be a nice, decent area. Dude, Tesla, man, Tesla. I do plan on trading anything else that pops in with some decent momentum. Yeah, sure. Sneaks, welcome to the stream. So basically, I partialed out, by the way, guys, 1315s, around 1315s on the AFRM for one partial only. We've got quite a few partials to come in on this one. Probably around 13s, I'll take another one out. But I normally post out my sneaks. I normally post out my watch list, and I keep an eye on those watch lists all day long. And I'll be trading most of those, plus the big names like, you know, big Tesla, Apple, and all that. Especially when SPY is moving like this. Look, this is what I meant by the continuation to the downside. That's your pullback. This is exactly what I meant by wait for this pullback to happen on SPY and then wait for the this is definitely that continuation, especially after the break of 396, held under the 396 beautifully under the VWAP and then continued. So you could make a decision on your large caps, whereby if you're already in a trade short, like for example Tesla, I missed it by seconds, by the way. Right here I wanted to take short. just didn't hit my level, hit my entry, and it just went, and I didn't want to chase it. So if you were in anything like that, then yeah, by watching SPY you could have that confidence to let things run a bit more even. Best of luck, buddy. So now let me see where my 13.15 is around this area is the first partial. I know it's a bit quick, but that's fine. My stop is usually here, 13.50, so it's kind of over 1-to-1. But now if it takes that low out, then 13 area could be a nice little stop. Partial. Yes, sir. COSM. W. Okay. Well, I'm also looking at W, guys. W for possible shorting opportunity. 52.27. I just needed to be pulling back a little bit. I just needed to pull back a little bit. Okay, so AFRM is doing not too bad. Wayfair is just going without any pullback. I really would have liked it to be bouncing towards the VWAP. But just this little pullback is not enough for me, so I kind of missed it, honestly. It's just not, didn't give me enough time to take it, although I was looking for shorts on it. But maybe in the next few minutes it might pop a little bit. But SPY is quite weak, guys, and we are looking at a weak day today. As I mentioned, we might be seeing SPY red day today. And if you want to know why I said that, you can go back to the beginning of the stream and get my thought process on that one. Ooh, okay, all right. AFRM, let's go, baby. AFRM, let's go. 1306. AFRM is doing well. And we are looking good on AFRM. 13 is getting hit. Now time to take some out. 1303s, 1302s, 01s. 01s, come on, get taken out, get taken out. Ooh. Okay, 1302s, I believe. I got some more out. 1302s. Let's go. All right, so we're looking at a decent trade on this one, and now I just gonna trail stop this with VWAP break, which is gonna be very close to break even. So really nice, successful trade there. If you guys have anything else, any other tickers you want me to have a look, I can, by all means, I can have a look. I'm just going to be looking at stocks that I already have on my watch list, which makes it much easier because I have game plans for that. But if you do have anything, yeah, shoot away. W, beautiful weak move. Just doesn't give me enough of a time to enter. Dude. Now this on AFRM, I'm gonna have a runner. I'm gonna have a runner daily towards 87 is a big level as well, but 1290s. And then after that, we got a big room until 1265. So I will have a runner for this one. As it breaks that 13, we might see some more momentum coming towards 1290, 1280s. but I'll just leave the rest as a runner, and if it does take me out on my trailing stop, which is going to be, in this case, it'll probably be the 20 EMA break. 20 EMA break is the trailing stop on it. Okay, that's what I was looking for on Wayfair. This is the bounce that I was looking for. Not this, not that. That's the bounce that I was looking for. So what happens now is the question that needs to be answered. Yes, sir. Wayfair, Wayfair. We might see on the Wayfair bigger bounce now towards the VWAP. Hopefully that's the case, because we are getting some sort of a bounce on SPY. Again, this is how things move, guys. Don't be surprised when SPY starts to bounce like this. Now, after this move, nothing goes like this forever, guys. We see some decent move, primary move, and then we will have a secondary move, which is a pullback. Now, we are experiencing this pullback. Now, sometimes that pullback could turn into a reversal. Yes, most of the time, if you pay attention to the volume, they do end up being a pullback. So any stock that is going down will go down and then pull back and then will go down, right? So expect that. What you don't want to be doing, however, is when stock's already gone down enough, extended like this, you short here, right? No, you want to wait for that pullback, and then this rejection, yes, that's a good one. Rejection came in, maybe take it there, but not here, not at the chase where it's already extended. Wait for that pullback. Oh, wait for the pullback, baby. Wait for the pullback. Let's go, baby. Snooker. Let's go. Let's go. Wow, Tesla was really decent, huh? Tesla was really decent. W is looking really nice right now, actually. This rejection was a clue, and then yeah, 52s. It's not, I don't think it's too late, but after this, if it breaks to 52s, it's going to be too late. Stop has to be 52.45, so what we're looking at about 45 cents. Quite a bit spready though, I would mention, quite a bit spready. Sometimes it goes down to 5 cents, which is fine for a $5 stock, but yeah, it can be quite spready. Well, to be honest, it's your trade. Manage it the way it's written on your rules. If you can do that, then props to you. So don't look at it from point of 26% up, 20% up, this and that. Look at what the price action is doing. React to what it's doing, okay? Trying to react to what the price action does instead of just thinking 20% up, 26% up, things like that. Now, SPY is being in that pullback mode. We do have quite a bit of volume on this area here, so be very careful on these kind of volume, because at the bottom, if you start to see these kind of volume, then that usually could mean a bigger pullback or even reversal. So just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. Okay, so W finally is bouncing towards that VWAP, which I was kind of hoping. And also SPY is bouncing now towards the VWAP. So by SPY bouncing like this, I believe W also will, there it goes. So that's hitting that lower part of that VWAP. And will it reject or will it carry on breaking it? That's the question here. Eight. So we're seeing a rejection on W, but SPY is strong though. Have to be very careful with that. This too tends, W has a little bit of a correlation to SPY. AFRM is looking not too shabby, not too shabby, not too shabs. Okay. www dot. What? I already have. Choppy. I'm gonna leave W alone for the moment because it kind of is respecting SPY's bounce. So although it's definitely weak and it's got quite a room for it to go, but if SPY tends to, if SPY starts to weaken, yeah, definitely this one is gonna play some decent moves down. But SPY needs to be playing weak. There's the little bit of a rejection on SPY. On SPY. Mara is also AFRM. Okay, SPY is weakening, so maybe W is a better idea now. We are under 395, we are under 396, 95 60s, 50s. Yeah. Tesla. We have missed a big one. Iowa was a nice one. Yeah. Still could go further beyond that lows. I did miss on Wayfair W. I was waiting too much on it. Waited too much. This was the clue. This was the clue right there. Yeah, I waited on it too much. Plus, I'm actually trading AFRM still. I've added on the rejection of the VWAP as well, so AFRM. Still, our stop is still over the VWAP, so close to break even from the first entry. Was our FWA? Oh, this thing is still drifting down. Okay. So, yeah. Yeah, W would have been a nice trade for sure in hindsight. I definitely was looking for it, but just the wait was too long. But yeah. Yeah, Amazon was the weakest. Remember the weakest link? So the way it moved was really decent, right? But then look at the bounce coming in, expecting that bounce. Even like, look at this. Look at this bounce and look at the SPY's bounce, right? The SPY actually almost takes out the VWAP on the bounce. But Amazon, that's why you want to be looking at shorting something weakness like this. So well done for choosing Amazon. Let's go, baby. There we go on the W. We're gonna take this low out. This is gonna be a big trade, W, if I had taken it. if I had taken it. But I'm happy with the AFRM. AFRM is doing really good for me. It's been treating me okay. I've added to it as well, so yeah, I've got a good position on it. Where's my add point on this? Add point is about 13.18, so right there. Right there. So hit that like, smash that like button. You better do it, guys. All right, guys. So anybody who's joining the recording session, right? This is what we do every day. We take trades. We talk about why we take trades. Talk about the thought process behind it, game plan as much as we can if we have time. Pre-market is usually when I talk about in detail what I'm looking for, what my watch list is, and why am I looking at it, and what sort of scenarios are we playing in our minds, and what are we preparing for that. So all of those gets discussed in the stream pre-market earlier on. So 8 a.m. EST is where the stream starts, and that's when we get to dig deep, dive in on the pre-market watch list. And then all remains is looking at that watch list, finding the opportunities on it, and basically pulling the trigger. Hopefully. And yeah, so don't forget to hit that like so you can always be notified when the stream is on. And when quiet times, guys, like today, earlier on this stream, in the beginning of this stream, if you want to, like, you know, understand how to create a watch list, there's a discussion in the beginning of the stream for types of traders, how they should be creating watch lists and things like that, and what they should be looking at. Things like that really help. These are small little gold nuggets you want to be noting down. All right. Yes, sir. My AFRM trade still, the stop will be at the break of 13. Unfortunately, it didn't take out that 13. If it did, then I could put it lower. But right now, as it stands, it has to be at the break of the VWAP. So first initial entry. So that also means that I might lose a little bit on the remaining batch, but that's fine. I've got two partials on it. Big bounce coming on SPY. Kind of choppy, huh? I mean, there's not much of continue. We did break this though, right? Look, this is why we wait. This chop zone is what I call it, or some of my followers call it the YB zones. You need these zones to get taken out. Look at after that, there's some decent move after that. But before that, chop, chop, chop. Right? Now it's back to this zone here. Right? We've got this zone here. That is playing back and forth off, or back and forth from, whatever you want to call it. So the trades that I took today, Not many actually. The only ones that I took few tries was the scalping FWBI. I tried it a few times here. One was a winner, one was a loser. Pretty much break even. And the rest AFRM. And missed on Tesla. Missed on W. Yes. Yeah, so that's the update for the day. AFRM, basically, this is what the update looks like. The stop is right now at the break of the VWAP. So right there somewhere, 1334 breaks. We're gonna get out of it, full position, the remaining position. Started here, partial, added back a little bit here. And now I'm looking for anything that closed bill under 13s, around the 1290s to take more partials. And then after that, smooth sailing. So that's still active. The rest are all closed up. And what else do we have? The FWBI was, I think let me show it here. I did try a few times, FWBI. So this is going to look a bit of a thingy, but there's a reason for the madness, guys. Just bear in mind. FWBI. So FWBI is quite a few tries. Let me show you. Again, this is a scalping like. So started here, started again here, and then took off some, took off everything basically at that point because it wasn't going further. I was waiting for that 720 to break from this entry, these entries, but then it didn't. It rejected quite a few times, so I took off everything with with an okay of scalping profit. Wasn't really something that to call it a proper profit, right? And then this average of this is right somewhere there. Entry again, as you can see, exit again. Look at the small, look at it's like tiny amount of loser, right? And then again, entry here, only one entry though on this one. Yeah, exit here. I don't know why we have this, maybe a part of this, I don't know. So average of exit here. So very tiny losers. One winner on this one, two losers, I think, two small losers. So break even on that one, on that name, I think. Check that thing. FWBI. Actually, I might have been slightly down on it. Yeah, I might be slightly down on it, guys. Sorry. I think I'm down about an hour on it. Maybe. Let me check. So long short. The last short was actually not. No, the second last short exit was not full exit, and then the second one was actually the remaining exit. So yeah, okay, that makes sense. So yeah, there was a little bit of a mishap there. I was thinking, why am I still long on it? My 50% position. Anyways, so very quick trades on that. Slide down, which is okay. Now, why do I say which is okay on this name to be down small? Because when this thing rips, which it did here from my entry to here, but that was so quick that I couldn't do anything about it, right? But anyways, this is nothing. When it rips, we're talking dollar amount, right? From 7, maybe 8, easily. So losing, let's say 707s, about 5 cents here and there, 5 cents here, there to get the possible $1 move, or at least 50 cents, 60 cents move. I'll take that any day. Okay. All right, guys. I'm still waiting for that AFRM. Just doing nothing at this point. Just playing around. I could take some out here, guys, from this entry to here. Still a profit is a profit, right? So I might take some out. All right. So we got it. All right. Yeah, so I'm gonna manage it on the side. I think that's pretty much it for me for the day. Not a bad day. Good day because of AFRM. Still treating me well. AMD short. Just went for it. Under the 15. Under a 15-minute range. But SPY is still in that chop zone there. So if SPY takes this out, then your trade is going to look really good. Nice one, Snicker buddy. But SPY needs to take this out. Anywho, so I'm gonna leave you guys here, and hopefully, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow Thursday, right? Thursday, yeah. So tomorrow, see you at 8 a.m. EST. Nothing changes, so catch you guys tomorrow. What do you say? Until then, take care of yourselves. Have a just enjoy. You're going to be trading. Be careful. We are yet to see SPY break out of these zones. Hopefully it does soon. And that's it. Take it easy, guys. All right, guys. Cheers. Do 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 do.